Welcome to Halo of Time. Today, we journey to the high Andes of 18th century Peru to witness a revolution that nearly toppled the Spanish Empire.
This is the epic yet tragic story of Túpac Amaru II and Micaela Bastidas Puyucahua. A husband and wife, but more profoundly, a dyadic leadership, a complementary male and female force that embodied the very soul of Andean resistance against an oppressive colonial power.
By the mid-1700s, the Spanish Bourbon reforms had pushed the viceroyalty of Peru to a breaking point. Imagine relentless new taxes, the forced purchase of useless European goods, and the brutal mita, a forced labor system that condemned thousands of indigenous men to death in the silver mines of Potosi. This wasn't just exploitation, it was systemic annihilation.
The region was a powder keg, and the spark came from José Gabriel Condorcanqui, a cacique, a local chief, and a prosperous merchant from Tungasuka. He claimed direct lineage from Túpac Amaru II, the last Inca emperor executed by the Spanish in 1572. He chose to reclaim his heritage, becoming Túpac Amaru II.
But the true genius of the coming revolution lay in his partnership with Micaela Bastidas Puyucahua. Born in 1745, Micaela was a woman of African and Indigenous descent, known as a Zamba. She married José Gabriel in 1760. While his name is carved into history, it was Micaela's strategic mind, logistical prowess, and deep understanding of her people that transformed a localized protest into a continent-wide rebellion.
Scholars now emphasize that Micaela wasn't merely a supportive spouse. She was the chief strategist and logistical commander of the Great Rebellion. While Túpac Amaru II was often in the field, rallying support and leading battles, Micaela remained at the rebel headquarters in Tungasuka. This was the nerve center of the revolution.
Her responsibilities were immense. She managed the distribution of vital, safe conduct passes for rebel sympathizers, organized the desperate production of gunpowder in makeshift workshops, and, crucially, ensured that an army that grew to 40,000 strong was fed, clothed, and armed. This logistical feat alone in the rugged Andean terrain was nothing short of miraculous.
But her role extended far beyond logistics. Micaela ran a sophisticated intelligence and surveillance network. She utilized local priests, indigenous women moving between villages, and loyal merchants to track Spanish troop movements, intercept messages, and gather crucial information. Rebel soldiers, both men and women, respected and feared her. Her orders were direct, uncompromising, and often more swiftly executed than those of her husband.
This brings us to the most critical juncture of the rebellion, the siege of Cusco in late 1780. Cusco, the ancient capital of the Inca Empire, was not just a strategic target, it was a powerful symbol. Micaela recognized that the Spanish garrison was weak and disorganized, and the city was ripe for the taking.
She sent a series of increasingly urgent and frankly blistering letters to José Gabriel. Her words were sharp, direct, and filled with a tactical prescience that history often overlooks. "I gave you enough warnings," she wrote. "You have wasted time. I have no more patience to endure this. You are losing everything with your delays."
Túpac Amaru II, hoping to negotiate a peaceful surrender of the city and avoid bloodshed in the sacred capital, hesitated. This fateful delay allowed Spanish reinforcements to arrive from Lima. This single tactical error, against Micaela's fervent advice, is often cited by historians as the turning point that cost them the capture of Cusco and ultimately the war.
The rebellion, despite its early successes, began to lose momentum. By April 1781, the rebel leadership was betrayed, captured, and taken to Cusco. The Spanish authorities understood the immense threat posed by both leaders, but they recognized Micaela's unique power.
On May 18, 1781, in Cusco's Plaza de Armas, the Spanish staged a performance of terror. Micaela was forced to watch the brutal executions of her eldest son Hipólito, and then Túpac Amaru II himself.
When it was her turn, the cruelty escalated. To prevent her from rallying the crowd, her tongue was cut out. The executioners attempted to strangle her with a garrote, but due to her slender neck, the device failed. In an act of unthinkable barbarism, the soldiers then used ropes to kick and drag her to death,
The Spanish believed they had extinguished the flame of rebellion, but their brutality only fueled the fire of future generations. Micaela and Túpac Amaru II's rebellion, though militarily crushed, forced the Spanish crown to abolish some of its most oppressive reforms, including the reparto and the hated corregidores.
Their sacrifice became a beacon. It was the structural blueprint and the emotional catalyst for the South American Wars of Independence that would erupt just 40 years later.
For centuries, Micaela Bastidas was relegated to the background of history, remembered only as a spouse. But modern scholarship, driven by the voices of indigenous and Afro-descendant historians, has rightfully restored her place. She is recognized today as a commanding general, a prototype of intersectional leadership, and the political backbone of the greatest indigenous uprising in colonial South America.
She was the fierce counterpoint, the tactical brilliance, the unwavering will that complemented the son of Túpac Amaru. She was, in every sense, the moon.
This has been Halo of Time.
If you value careful, unbiased historical storytelling, like, share, and tell us your thoughts in the comments.
Until next time, stay curious.